Welcome to a brand new edition of Feasting on Agriculture. I'm Kristen White, and today we're in the heart of rice country in Elton, Louisiana. We're going to introduce you to Michael Fruge, who's launching a brand new brand of Louisiana rice, and it's sparking a blaze of interest across the entire country.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen White is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
My name is Michael Fruge. I farm in Eunice, Louisiana. My wife and I are the owners of M&S Fruge Farms, which owns the Parish Rice brand.
Explain to me the timeline of creating the rice product and then how you got to here.
This all came to fruition in 2019. A friend of mine started this before me. He started several years ago, Blake Gerard, who farms up in Southern Illinois. And he started using this specialty variety from the Ag Center, which they released as Frontier, is the variety name.
Okay.
He started growing it, started having a little bit of success, and then Blake and I made a deal to allow me to start growing Frontier as well.
There are some specific benefits to this particular variety that make it special. So tell me about that.
Two scientists at the Rice Research Station in Crowley developed this variety. One thing they didn't realize, and none of us realized until a dietitian told us at a food show, that we should have a lower glycemic score because the carb to protein ratio is different. Once we found the glycemic score out, which was significantly lower, even lower than brown rice, we realized that we needed to capitalize that with our marketing. So we went out, hired a marketing agency. They did a 3-month market research project for us, and one of their biggest recommendations was for us to rebrand.
Like so many other farmers, growing a commodity is a labor of love, and there's a lot of pride that goes into putting that product on the shelf. So when a branding company came to him and suggested that Michael change the name and the branding aspects of his product, it was a tough pill, but he sure is glad that he swallowed it.
They came to me after the 3-month market research project and said, we have 2 things we really want to talk to you about. We want to change your logo. I said, all right, that's fine, that's easy. Second thing is, we want you to rebrand. I said, not happening. Would you at least listen to us? I said, I'll listen to anything. I'm not opposed to listening to anything you have to say. I said, but it's going to be a really hard sell for you. Well, they sold me on it. There's only one word synonymous with the state of Louisiana, and that's parish, because we're the only state in the United States that has parishes.
Right.
So we decided to change from Prairie Acadian to Parish Rice to tie it to Louisiana, to highlight the higher protein and the lower glycemic score. And the last week of 2021 was the biggest week we've ever had since we started. So
having a lower glycemic index, does that make the calorie count lower?
So the calories are the same. What it does is changes the way the carbs break down in your body. Something that's high in carbs, when they break down, the carbs break down really fast, you get a spike in your blood sugar, and then you crash. This one just breaks down slower, and it's the higher protein that causes that. We grow the safest food in the world right here in the United States, and it's really rewarding for me to be able to tell people and show people that is the truth.
Now, with all that talk about rice, I'm getting hungry. I don't know about you. So we're going to head over to Chef Ross LaFleur's to watch him whip up a dish with that Parish rice to see just how delicious it truly is. We're back now in the kitchen of Ross LaFleur, and Ross, you are one of my good friends from college, but you're also the owner of Kary's Roux, and tell me a little bit about what you guys do at Kary's Roux.
So my parents and I, my dad's Kary, he started making roux in 1975. We make Kary's Roux and pig stand barbecue sauce products. So we make a dark roux, light roux, also a no fat, no sodium dry roux. And we have our Kary's Roux seasoning. We have a gumbo mix, jambalaya mix, bisque mix. I also make pig stand barbecue sauce in the regular and hot version, and then we have a basting sauce, barbecue flavored basting sauce, and a garlic butter basting sauce.
Now the roux is is that y'all's bread and butter? Is that kind of what started it?
Yeah, the gumbo mix is actually picking up. I think people want to spend less time in the kitchen and are real busy, but that's definitely our #1 product.
Well, tell me what we're going to cook today.
So today we're going to cook, it's my version of a boneless, skinless chicken and sausage gumbo.
So tell me about the first step, and we're going to do that with the Parish rice.
Okay, so I have my water boiling. I added a little bit of salt into it, and I'm going to go ahead and add in the rice, and I'm gonna let that stir up. Get it stirred up. Then we're gonna make sure it goes back to a second boil. I'm gonna reduce it to a simmer, cover it, and let it cook for about 20 minutes until it's all fluffed up and absorbed all the water.
So then where do we go from there?
Then we're gonna get started with the gumbo. All right, so I have my stock pot here with a half gallon of water. And same thing, 2 of the 32-ounce cartons of, I use a low-sodium chicken broth. Because the sausage is going to put off some seasoning. I also have my chicken that's seasoned with our all-purpose Cajun seasoning. So I don't want to add too much salt in there, so we're using a low-sodium broth. So I do have the water hot, and I'm going to add in, this is about a half a jar of our Kary's original dark roux. So we're just going to keep this rolling. I don't want the roux to stick to the bottom because you don't want the roux to cook anymore. So that way I'm gonna keep stirring it and just let this dissolve. So now all the roux is dissolved. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in my vegetables. So the first thing that I have here, this is 1 medium onion. If you need a measurement, it's about 2 cups of onion, chopped onion. This is almost a whole bell pepper, just depending on the bell pepper size, but this is 1 cup of green bell pepper.
This is part of your trinity.
This is about 2 small cloves of garlic. What we're gonna add next is our boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I kind of trimmed them up a little bit, seasoned them with our Kary's all-purpose seasoning. Again, it's kind of a season to taste. I don't like to put too much seasoning at the beginning because I want to, right before it's done, taste the seasoning, see if I need to add anything. But I'm gonna add these in. All I did is I cut them in half because they're gonna fall apart a little bit, but it makes it for bite-sized pieces whenever it's cooked.
You tell me what to do. There.
Just like that. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna add in, I have 1 pound of smoked pork sausage. And these are just cut up for 2 bite-sized pieces.
Normally, about how long does this take to reduce down?
Once I have everything in, I try to cook it to where the chicken gets tender, and that's usually about an hour, hour and a half, something like that.
But by the magic of television, it is now ready.
It's ready
for us.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add in some chopped parsley. This is about a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. And then this is a 1/2 cup of green onion that's chopped up.
Okay, so from here,
we're gonna
plate it up
and serve. If you don't mind, go ahead. We have 1 bowl with rice, if you don't mind putting some rice in that bowl as well.
So we've got our Parish rice here that's cooked lovely, it's fluffy.
And I'll go ahead and serve the gumbo over this rice. Is it good?
It's perfect.
All right, thank you.
It is so good, Roux.
Thank you.
This is excellent. You're a wonderful cook.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for joining us, and thank you for taking part in this with us. If you want this recipe, you can visit our website at twilatv.org, and we'll link you to Kary's Roux where you can buy it. You can also find the recipe and Parish rice as well. So join us next time on Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oakes-White was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice.
If you want to try this recipe out at home or learn where you can buy some Parish Rice or Kary's Roux, just visit our website at twilatv.org.